Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial on how to cut and sew a shirt. If this is your first time on the channel, hello, please do well to hit on the subscribe button, like this video, and make sure you give it a thumbs up and also drop a comment down in the comment section about your thoughts, or if you have any ideas regarding this, please drop it down in the comment section below. I folded the fabric into four. The back piece is folded into two and then the front in one, but the two front piece is actually open, as you can see. So the front is actually wider than the back by 2.5 inches. So now I'm going to be taking the length of the top, which the actual length is 25, but I'm going to be taking 26.5 because I'm going to be using 1 inch on the lower hem to fold the hemming line, to fold the hem, while I'll be using the 1/2 inch to insert the collar to the body of the shirt. So after cutting the length of the shirt, I'm going to be flipping the fabric over in order for me to be able to take my measurements easily. So after flipping it towards my direction, now I'm going to be inserting my horizontal measurement, but before then I'm going to be pinning down the fabric in order to stop it from moving up and down. So now it's time to insert our shoulder measurement. The shoulder measurement is actually 8 inches plus 1/2 inch for joining allowance, making it 8.5. Now, after marking the 8.5 inches, I'm going to insert the vertical measurement of the breast point as a guideline, and then the half length of the measurement. Half length is actually 17 inches, then breast point, which is 10.5 inches. So now on the shoulder point, I'm going to be coming down by 1/2 inch, since this is an actual fabric and not a pattern paper. After doing that, the next thing is I'm going to be inserting my bust point, but before then, on the breast point line, I'm going to be going up by 2 inches, and that will serve as the armhole line. Then I'm going to be connecting from the shoulder towards that armhole line to give it an L shape. Then diagonally, I'm going to be going up by 1 inch. Then I'm going to be making a curve to serve as my armhole. So after making that curve, the next thing we are going to be doing is that we're going to be cross-checking our measurements to see if it's actually correct. So now, remember I said I used the breast point line as a guideline. So now I'm going to be inserting my bust point on that breast point line. Round bust divided by 4, and then I'm going to be adding extra 3 inches for ease and sewing allowance. Since it's a shirt, I'm not going to be giving it any shape, it will be straight. From the bust, I'm going to go down straight. Make sure to cross check your measurements so you don't cut wrongly. So now I'm going to be measuring my neckline for the back. So the depth of the neckline is actually 1.5 inches, while the width is 3.5 inches. So now I'm going to be connecting it with a vertical and horizontal line as shown. Then I'm going to be making a curve towards the vertical and the horizontal part of the back neckline. Please watch carefully so you can understand it. So after connecting the lines, now I'm going to be folding in the front part of the material inward, so I'll be able to cut the back neckline. Can you see how I'm doing it, guys? You can see that while cutting the back neckline, the fabric was moving. Imagine if we didn't pin it, you would have seen that it would have disorganized the cutting. But thank God we actually pinned it. So now I'm going to be connecting my shoulder slope. After connecting it, now I'm going to be cutting out the unwanted parts. Mind you, on the shoulder point we went down by half of an inch. That serves as our shoulder slope. Don't mind the weather, guys. It actually has a mind of its own. The sun is just going up and down. So after that, the next thing will be to cut our armhole. We are cutting both the front and the back armhole together. But mind you, the front armhole is supposed to be deeper. When I'm done cutting this, I'm going to increase the depth of the front armhole. So please stay tuned. So after doing that, now I'm going to be displaying the difference between the front and the back. Remember I said the shape of the shirt is going to be straight. I don't want to give it any shape. I'm only using the waistline as a guideline to know where my waist stops, and then I just continue the measurement from the bust line straight down towards the hemline. If you know you've gotten to this point and you've not subscribed to this channel, please and please do well to hit on the subscribe button. Like this video so it can trigger the YouTube algorithm, and also so that this channel can grow. Guys, you know I cannot go far without you all, so please help me like this video, drop a comment, engage in the comment section so this video can go viral, guys. Thank you so much to my returning subscribers. You guys are the realest MVPs, and I love you guys so much. So thank you so much for everything. Thank you for the love shown so far in 2022, and I'm sure we are going to go bigger in 2023. So thank you guys. Back to our tutorial. Now we're going to be cutting out the side of the fabric. We're going to be removing the parts that is not needed. So after cutting the sides out, you can see that the shirt is coming into form. Now we're going to be folding the back part of the material inwards in order for us to be able to cut out the front neckline. The front neckline is supposed to be deeper than the back neckline. So now I'm going to be going down by 2.5 inches, meaning since we've cut the first part by 1.5, I'm only going to add additional 1.5 inches to complete the 2.5. Then I'm going to be cutting out the 1.5 inches after making the curve. If you watch this carefully, you will definitely understand it. So we have done cutting the front neckline. You can see how it looks now. Mind you, the 2.5 inches that we left in front, that is bigger than the back, that is where the buttons are going to sit for the shirt. So we are going to be folding that 2.5 inches inward for the two front parts of the shirt, and then we'll stitch it down. So now for the front armhole, I'm going to be going in by 0.75, and then I'm going to blend it in towards the armhole and then to the shoulder line as shown. Then I'm going to cut it out. Mind you, we are doing this only for the front armhole. The back armhole is to be left untouched. So after cutting it, this is how it looks, guys. And we are done cutting the shirt. Now we're going to be cutting the sleeves. The sleeve is going to be a mid-arm sleeve, which is more like a 3/4. So now on I went down vertically by 5 inches, then horizontally towards the side I went in by 4 inch. So now I'm going to be connecting it in form of an S shape to form the armhole. Make sure to cross check your measurements before you cut it out, guys. This is always very important. So after cross checking that the material suits the size of our measurement, I cut out the unwanted part. So now I'm going to make my line very visible so that you guys can see it. Now we're going to be cutting out the armhole. Now we're going to be measuring our bicep measurement, our horizontal bicep, which mine is actually 7.5. Then we're going to connect it towards the armhole on the upper part. Now we're going to be measuring the round mid arm, which is actually 6 inches, but I'm going to add 1.5 inch for allowance. So also I added for the mid arm. After doing that, we are going to be cutting it as shown. Mind you, after taking the actual measurement, you should add an allowance for stitching. The upper part is too deep, so I'm going to be trimming it out a little bit. So after doing that, I'm going to be notching the center point. Now our sleeve is ready. I'm going to be folding it like this. When I'm going to be stitching it down, I'm going to insert a paper stay on the sleeve as well as on the side for the button. So I joined the shoulder at this rate. I joined the shoulder part. I folded the front button casing as shown. I did that off camera, guys, because there was no light while I was sewing, so I had to do it. So I inserted a paper stay on the bottom part, ironed it and stitched it down. I also stitched down the shoulder points. Mind you, the front piece is 2 while the back is 1. Look at the paper stay I added in the bottom part where the button is going to be sitting. I did that for the 2 front parts as shown. So after inserting the paper stay and ironing it down, I'm going to stitch it and bring it back for you guys to see. We're going to be using half of an inch to stitch down the shoulder point, and then 1 inch to stitch the sides, the two sides. One inch to stitch the two sides. Now this is the part for the sleeve. The sleeve is actually 2 pieces. Then I folded the lower hem of the sleeve by 2.5 inches. Then I inserted a paper stay, folded the edge and iron it down. After folding, you stitch it down, then we are done. Then you can attach the sleeve to the body of the shirt. I've come to the end of the tutorial, guys. Until I come your way, same place next time. Bye.